So in this class we will be dealing about the need of talking about virtues. Second point, the need of talking about virtues. As we said, virtue is a form of competence. Virtue is a form of competence that enables us to grasp the melody of life. That enables us to grasp the melody of life as a whole. As a whole. And helps us to arrive at that basic question for good that brings all of our thoughts desires and actions to maturity. It guarantees that our personal life, our life with others, and even our death will be completely meaningful. So we need to have the grasp of the melody of life in its totality, not a part or stepwise. So is a integrated whole. Life we take as a integrated whole. So towards that we have to strive at. That is the competence that we have. Virtue is within us that is able to comprehend life in its totality. Virtue is always concerned with the whole. Virtue is always concerned with the whole, with the personality as a whole. And with the whole personality in the context of all its healthy and healing human relationships. We are likewise becoming more aware that whenever true virtue is at home, whenever true virtue is at home, we also have strong, healthy and happy relations with nature and with the whole of creation, That means self, the other, and God. A virtuous person is a healthy person. A virtuous person is a healthy person because one is integrated, because he is or she is integrated. That is the goal of life. Integration is the goal of life. So one should be happy, one should be healthy, and one's presence should be a healing presence in the community or in the family. A presence, a jovial person, a virtuous person is always a blessing. That's why it's said healing personalities. A morally virtuous person is a blessing. Blessing to the family, blessing to the community. Because the virtues are integrated within oneself and they cannot be hidden within oneself. It is transmitted as a blessing. So that is one of the important need to talk about virtues. If we want to become a blessing, we need to imbibe the virtues. So when you imbibe and are disciplined, and when you live a disciplined life, it becomes a blessing for your community, blessing for your family. So that is the need, important need. When you imbibe the virtue, it becomes your strength, and that strength is a healing power for you as well as for the other. The third point we see, third point is a critical decision. A critical decision. In other words, choosing a life of virtue. Choosing a life of virtue. As we already referred in the book of Deuteronomy, Moses giving to Israelites, it is in front of you. You can choose life or you can choose death. So also, each one of us in our life, a choice has to be made. The choice, not only one choice we make, constantly we will be making throughout our life. And our life depends on this chain of choices that we are making for or against. So choice is very, very critical, crucial. and one choice leads to another choice. So sometimes we take lightly making choice. Sometimes we anything we can make. No. A virtuous person, a discipline. That's why in our life, discipline is the foundation. Discipline is the foundation, and that is what we also have. Virtuous life becomes it is a continuation of the discipline, continuation of being trained ourselves. We train ourselves to live a good life. When we say a critical decision, we are speaking of moral theologians and moral psychologists. Who give thought for this goodness as a whole. Goodness as a whole. So that's why it said goodness is a power. Is a power. So once you are having this as a goal to achieve, I want to imbibe, I want to reach that goodness in me. I want to imbibe the truth in me. I want to imbibe the serene life, a healthy life, and all this becomes the power within. So here when we say this one, the important thing is fundamental choice in regard to the overall purpose. When you are making a choice, we are intending a fundamental choice, the final choice which you are aiming at. Total meaning of our lives, and the lives of our fellow men and women. So it depends, all our good or bad effects in life depends on our choice we make. If your first step is right step, then you have the choice of making another right step. But the fundamental choice itself is a wrong step, then we already lost the right path. So that's why the life in our initiation as youth, as adults, we need to make a right choice every time. That's why right choice only gives us a chance of making another right choice. So if you are making first step itself is a wrong choice, then we have no right choice following. So that's why it's a very important fundamental choice. Our orientation towards good always should be within our choice. We should always aim at I should live and I should make a good decision. So that is an inherent power. Each individual virtue has to find a home in the total domain of all virtues. In the total domain of all virtues. Correct understanding and faithful efforts. Correct understanding and faithful efforts to make a basic decision, for the practice of virtue, for the practice of virtue, and to root it more solidly in the whole of the personality, are the best advertisements for the common aspiration to competence in the area of good, the truth and the beauty. Areas of good, truth and beauty. What are these? Good, truth and beauty. These are, according to Indian terminology, Satchitananda. Sat-Chit Ananda. Sat, truth. Chit, Ananda, beauty, goodness. Yeah. So, these are the qualities of God. Truth, goodness and beauty are the qualities of God. So, these qualities of God also must be our qualities. The qualities of God must also be our qualities. They are values. That value we should imbibe. Virtue becomes the most fascinating expression. Virtue becomes the most fascinating expression of beauty. Precisely through its perceptible dynamism. Through its perceptible dynamism, aimed at wholeness, and authenticity. Wholeness and authenticity. So, our development, our growth, our maturity, all depends how much you imbibe the good, the truth, the beauty. So, in different person's life, we can see the variation. Some imbibe or collect a little portion. Some of its great extent they imbibe. That all depends on each one, how much they strive at, how much they work at. So this work is not a labor, a manual labor, but it is a intentionality. How much I must be committed to. So some are very easily, they give up. Some, to live virtuous life, they suddenly give up, I can't. But we have the obligation to try once again. Try once again. So that is our obligation, and it is possible. Once we try, even if we fail once, it doesn't mean that is all over. Our failure only says, still you can try once again. And that commitment, I want to imbibe, I want to become good, I want to be truthful, I want to be beautiful, doing my works in its integrity. And that inner thirst for good life is a must. So that's what we should be working at. And our decision also depends on, if you have great desire, if you have great desire to do something, you will do it. Only lame people, those who want to take an excuse, sometimes they try once, they say it is difficult, they give up. Some other lazy bugs they will be doing, seeing others are a failure, they won't try. So I learned from others, it is difficult. So they are struggling, they have not reached. So why should I waste my energy? So that is another loose argument. So virtuous life is a challenge, an occasion, and it is possible. So that strong conviction should be within us. To live a virtuous life is a power within. So when we want to reach this integral life as a life in its totality, it is possible. That's why we must have this kind of inner conviction. It is possible to live good life, and it is possible to follow truth, the commitment. So all these are inner conviction speaks of. It's not only external things, whether I can do, need not do. It is not that my option. It is not my option, it is my obligation. To live as a good person is my obligation. So that's what sometimes we have to be very careful in imbibing this kind of truth and good and beauty. It is not at an instance, it is not possible. Some of us want to, one trial, just immediately we have to get it. That is not possible. Life is always a constant struggle, a constant trial, and in that you will be making a progress. So that when we make a critical choice, the critical choice is your commitment. It speaks of your commitment. It's not simply either or make a decision. No. The more you are committed, the strong you have the desire, and the strong desire you want to follow Jesus, His virtuous life and gospel values, then you will have that burning zeal within. That burning zeal only makes you not to sleep. That's why it said, when all are when all are sleeping at night, the virtuous people work hard. The virtuous people work hard because they have that inner burning zeal for achieving that good quality, the value, and trying for value. So always a value attracts the people. So if the goodness is within you, that the within your goodness is attracted to the good. The good is God. The truth is God. The beauty is God. So when you have that truth in you, the truth is attracted to the truth. So your truth is attracted by the truth. So that is the relationship. Individual and God, the relationship is knit together like a magnet and iron. It simply attracts. Both have a relationship. So also every individual, the desire to live a good life is the inherent capacity given by God, and that attracts the person towards God. So it is not separated from the truth, the good, the beauty. In nutshell, we say God. So our good life is orientation towards God. So that is a must. That is what within us the quality or the qualification we can say. If you have qualification, you are attracted. The first qualification is you should have that inherent desire to be good. And we need to try, all of us. All of us need to try. It is not going to be immediately once I make a decision it happens. No. We know in our own personal lives how many times we failed. The decisions we have taken, the commitments we made, we failed. But we have not given up. Still there is a chance for trying again. Still there is a chance for trying again. So let me try again. That is our job. That is our constant struggle to grow to maturity. So our inherent desire or critical decision is depending on each one of us, how much we long to live good life. So it speaks of our intensity, our motivation, how much we are trying ourselves to live. So otherwise, some lazy are there always. Some lazy people, they don't try. They say, my neighbor tried and failed, why should I waste my time? That is not an excuse, and that is not a decision at all. In the decision process, a lot we have to make. In the decision process, we have to make a lot of process. In our class in the conscience, we have seen how we make a decision. We have spoken about the reality revealing questions. Reality revealing questions. What are the reality revealing questions? What? When? Yeah, all starts with W. Yeah. And first of all, who is important? Who is the person, subject in this matter, in this relationship, and who is a moral person. So that's why this speaks of this decision makes us a long, rigorous process is going on. So it is all our inner process. In our thought, in our mind, in our conscience, all reference has to be taken to different angles of the issue. Then, if this process is correct, this process is well done, then decision is made well, and that is the proper decision making. So, we need to have a choosing of a life of virtue. We need to make a good decision for virtue, good decision for God, and good decision for a healthy, good moral life.